Hello dear friends, my name is Eva and today I want to talk about phases that we go through in our spiritual awakening. And what I came to realize when I'm observing myself, how I'm going through motions after my spiritual awakening, and how I'm observing other people as well. I see that there are about 4 stages of spiritual awakening, and these are, let's say, first you have an awakening, which can be a very abrupt, very messy experience. It happens to you without you having control over it. So something happens. Let's say in my situation, I managed to bring myself to a complete burnout, and that's how it started. Basically, I was bedbound for 1 month, and it felt like a reset button was pressed on all levels, on emotional, mental, physical level, spiritual level. And I went through like a complete shedding of my old skin, and it was very deep and very profound, and I experienced that it's hard even to put into words. Let's say just bluntly, let's say it like this, I experienced myself as a newborn baby. There was only energy to me. My ego and all the structures of the mind were taken away basically, and I experienced myself how it is when I live in the body, that I'm the energy, that the body is not the end of me. I felt truly connected to divine. I was there. It was the most beautiful experience I've ever had, and that's basically how it started. I would say the second wave, because the first wave started for me in 2009 when I went to Africa for almost 1 year, and I came to see that the world is not exactly as I think it is, that there are many facets of our lives that are not true and they lie to us, and we should not give so much authority and power to those, let's say, systems. But that was then, let's say, slow progress towards me having a better understanding of what's happening in the world, what's the truth of the world, what's happening within me, who I truly am, to start to learn about the truth within and without. That then brought me to a spiritual awakening where everything basically was stripped away from me. Everything unreal and true. I stopped doing business, I moved out of London and things like that. So this happened 2 years ago. But then after the spiritual awakening, what is happening is there is a deep healing period, meaning you experienced yourself at the peak level. Let's say you saw the top of the mountain of how it is to be in your truest sense of how you can be when you're truly connecting to divine source. And surely I have this feeling and this yearning for that state every single day. But I know I need to go through healing, I need to step into my life purpose, and then slowly I'll get myself there. So the phases I'm talking about is first is spiritual awakening. That can be messy and abrupt, and you need to really let go of everything that is false within your life, people, places, jobs, relationships, everything. So, and then you start to live your life from within. And then the next step, as I said, there's a deep healing period where you need to go through, let's say the soul will then give you, and it will manifest for you in the external world, things that get you triggered, so that you go within and heal and sit with those emotions, or deal with them in whatever kind of way. As I said, you can sit with them, you can do your own healing in various modalities. You can find a person that will help you to go through biggest chunks of darkness, let's say, that are very heavy, and doesn't want to just go, let's say, with meditation. And then slowly, the more that you clean the vessel, the more that you clear your mind, the body, the more you're tapping into let's say space. You're opening a space within you where high frequency energy can come in, and that's where you're starting to tap into your divine purpose. And then you go slowly from healing towards your divine purpose. Usually what happens is you will start your divine purpose, let's say the beginning, and then another wave of healing will come, let's say another obstacle on the path. Some people say It's your own mind that will try to stop you go to your purposeful path. It's a path you never walked before. Obviously, there are many fears. You will have to dive really deep and deal with whatever stinky you still think about yourself somewhere in the deep, let's say, deep core belief system. If you think you're not good enough, if you think you have no value, if you think too much of what other people say, um, if you have any feelings of inadequacy, of feeling ashamed about yourself or anything similar, it will come up because it needs to come up for you to deal with it and for you to let it go finally, so you can truly then go into and feel yourself in your divinity, in your most truest, most authentic self. And that, let's say, I would say, is the last phase of spiritual awakening. And basically from then on, the journey goes further. You evolve further and further, go higher on the spiritual ladder and things like that. But let's say the biggest transformation or change that can sometimes be so challenging, I think, is over. Let's say the bit from shifting from the matrix and then shifting your focus. You go inwards rather than following the external impulses of the world and how you should be and what you have to do here and things like that. You shift and become your own master. You can become your own healer. You become your own guidance, and that's really important. So I would say, for everyone that's going through spiritual awakening, know that every single day or every single week or month that you're going through things, sometimes you might be flying really high, you'll be truly connected, but then you'll fall down again and you feel depressed and you'll think like, oh my God, there's nothing, how will I ever get to live myself in the truest sense? Know that there's a way out and have trust that you'll be guided to go through whatever you need to go through. But basically, we're all shedding our own skin. We're all going through deep healing. I mean, we've been so traumatized as society and so conditioned that we all need to deal with this kind of heavy energies within us and with conditioning of the mind. And sometimes it hurts, and sometimes I go through days that are just like, I feel emptiness and I feel lost and I feel confused and I feel like, oh my God, what am I doing? I mean, everybody seems to have this wonderful time, and I'm going through motions and healing and shedding my old skin and tapping into my purpose and things like that. But sometimes it's really challenging, and what I'm just trying to deliver here is know that there's a certain sequence of how the spiritual awakening is panning out. Obviously, it's then very personal. How long does certain period take? If you're not so traumatized, you can go swiftly through it and come out as a lighter version of you very quick. Some of us, we have deeper issues to heal, so we need a bit more time. But luckily, we don't need now to spend many years for this, because we have techniques and we have modalities that can help us heal quicker than just allowing the natural process to happen. So know that with every step, wherever you are during your spiritual awakening, during your deeper healing, tapping into your purpose, and there might be obstacles there, and then finally coming out, being truly connected to your divine being, to your inner being, and operate from there, that there are challenges in between, and know that in general you're going upwards, although sometimes it doesn't seem like. And I would say is what I'm experiencing, let's say for myself, is and I've seen it in other people as well, is that when you truly start to walk your path, that you will be challenged, that your deeper inner beliefs about yourself will be brought up. Now, some people say, as I mentioned earlier, it can be your own mind that will come up with all sorts of obstacles for you not to go where you're supposed to go. Some people say there are external entities that can come and hinder you on your path and try to stop you because they don't want the light and the truth to come through. I would say I have experience of both, so I do have an understanding of what does this mean and how does it look like, and how to overcome these waves of heavier energies, or when you feel like you're stuck, or you feel you've been stopped on your path. And it's important to know that all these things that we're going through are there for us, to empower us, for us to know that we are divine beings, that we are sovereign. We just stop believing that. We need to know that we have the power to overcome all the obstacles, all the fears, all the pains and grief and everything that is heavy upon us. It's all there for us to step into the power we are, step into the light that we are, step into the divine presence that we all have here in this very moment. So I want you to know that you're not alone, that we are all going through this, and with a better understanding, it helps to know where you are, and to know that you are going upwards, you are going exactly where you're meant to go. You just need to go, let's say you need to purify yourself. That's why these heavier things are coming up for you now, for you to deal with them. That's all I wanted to share for today. I wish you a great day and speak to you soon. Bye bye.